how the temples that have been built to honor Lord Shiva have become symbols of nationalism and war. Why are Cambodia and Thailand fighting for Hindu temples? And what are the border disputes that have remained long unresolved? Hindu temple is going to be the reason of the war between two countries. And this time, I'm not talking about India or Bangladesh. I am talking about Thailand and Cambodia. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh and today we are going to understand about the tensions over disputed divine lands on the borders of Cambodia and Thailand, which could lead to another standoff or war-like situation in Southeast Asia. When we are talking about this particular conflict that exists between Thailand and Cambodia, it is basically the footprint of India's culture that exists in Southeast Asia in terms of the Hindu temples present there. Now let us try to understand the root of the conflict here, that these countries have had border disputes. There are two main temples that have been the bone of contention here. The first one being Preah Vihear, which had been a reason of conflict for more than 2 decades as of now, and the recent contentions have started because of Ta Muen Thom, which is also located on the borders of these two countries. Now, if you see the map here, you can understand that Cambodia and Thailand share a long boundary here. And the reason this boundary remains disputed for the longest time is because of the Khmer Empire. If we talk about the Khmer Empire, it was centered in Cambodia, but it had its expanse towards Vietnam, Thailand, and it was one of its kind empire if we talk about from 802 CE to almost 1430 CE. Now, if we are talking about the border dispute, let us understand them from scratch. The Thailand-Cambodia border is very poorly demarcated. Now, the reason for this poor demarcation is the fact that only colonial era maps are available and these maps are ambiguous. Now, on the basis of these ambiguous maps, in 1907 map was drawn, and this map was drawn by French colonial surveyors who had the control of Cambodian territory. Now, because they had the control of Cambodian territory, they placed Preah Vihear, that is the Hindu temple, in the Cambodian territory. And this 1907 map was accepted by Thailand as well. But now Thailand claims that this map was accepted under the misbelief. What was the misbelief? The misbelief was that before this demarcation, it was always the natural watershed lines or the river boundaries that were followed between these two countries. So Thailand said that we misbelieved that the river lines would be still followed, and that's why we do not accept this claim of Cambodia over this particular territory. Now, this is how this contention between two countries has followed for a very long time. And the colonial legacy, French colonial legacy that we see in this region is the vagueness of boundaries, especially around the temple sites which were built during the Khmer Empire. Now, the temple sites are the symbols of sovereignty for both of these countries, because both these countries claim to have historical as well as cultural link to the given temples. And these are not just archaeological sites for them, they are the symbols of nationalism for their own country, and they are embedded in national consciousness and pride. So any concession on the temple ownership, it is viewed as loss of national heritage. And this time, Ta Muen Thom is the new point of flash fights that we are seeing between Cambodia and Thailand. And this time, it is getting aggressive than ever before that we have seen between the countries. Now, let us start with the first temple site, which is Preah Vihear. So, when we talk about this particular temple site, we have to understand this has been a flashpoint since 1962 itself. If we talk about this site, it was built in 11th-12th century, between 11th-12th century by the Khmer Empire, and it is dedicated to Lord Shiva. Now, it is located on a steep cliff that is in the Dankrek Mountains, and it overlooks Cambodia. So, the country is on the other side. And this majestic architecture is the symbol of not just the religion, Hindu religion present in this area, but also it is important for both of the nations. As I have already mentioned, that this is symbolic of the Hindu culture which has been spread across South Asia and how prominent its belief remains strong till date. Now, this particular site has been contested for so long that it has been gone for global clarification as well at ICJ. Now, if we talk about ICJ and the legal battle, it had begun in 1962 itself. International Court of Justice ruled in Cambodia's favor based on 1907 French map, but Thailand did not accept it, and Thailand was ordered to withdraw its troops and also return the looted artifacts from the temple. And Thailand did not accept this order. It applied again at ICJ, and in 2013 another clarification came where International Court of Justice reaffirmed that Cambodian sovereignty is with the given temple and the surrounding land and asked Thailand to remove its presence. Now, this was already going on. This was already a disputed divine land when we are seeing problems with another. So, another divine flashpoint developed in the name of Ta Muen Thom, or we call Prasat Ta Muen Thom Temple. So basically, this is a 12th century Khmer Hindu temple which features Ta Muen Thom, Ta Muen and Ta Muen Tot temples. So it is a whole complex with multiple Hindu temples inside. It is located in Thailand's Surin province and it is near Cambodian border. Now, this particular temple has south facing sanctum and it is different from other sanctums because mostly they are east facing, especially in the Khmer temples which are seen in this region. And it also is known for naturally formed shivling which is worshipped till date. Now, this temple is located in Thailand's region and the contention began the moment there was a drone survey that was conducted by Cambodia, and Cambodian soldiers back in 2025 February also started singing national anthem this temple. So the recent incident was because of Cambodian drones, but before that there have been already tensions at this particular and because of this particular temple site. But this site is so strategic and important because of the fact that it still sits on the incompletely demarcated border zone. Both Cambodia and Thailand patrol this area heavily. That is why frequent tensions do take place. Now, the clash that has begun, especially at Ta Muen Thom temple, is the one which is escalating as of now, because if we talk about military confrontations, it has already resulted in multiple deaths, airstrikes that are happening, rocket launchers are being used and land mines are also being used. 40,000 civilians have already been evacuated from the Thai villages, which shows that this situation is escalating and there have been threat of wars that are coming from both the nations. There have been continuous accusations from both ends where Thailand is accusing Cambodia of using drones illegally, and Cambodia, it is claiming that Thailand launched an unprovoked cross-border assault. That means this could actually lead into another full-blown war when we are already seeing the global order in chaos. Both of these nations, because of the pride that they hold for the temple sites and the association they hold in terms of sovereignty, have always maintained. For example, when Cambodia took Preah Vihear as UNESCO World Heritage Site from their end, Thailand was angered and the disputes were never resolved. But the question is, what does the scenario look like as of now, and what could happen next? So if we are talking about at the present situation, there is a clear diplomatic fallout. Thailand has already upgraded to threat level of 4. That means all border checkpoints have been closed, ambassadors have been expelled, and Cambodia has already appealed an urgent UNSC meeting so that this matter should be looked into. There has been domestic repercussions. Thailand's PM is already facing backlash because of the political scenario with the Cambodian Prime Minister, Cambodian officials, and there have been accusations about misleading foreign policy and a lot of things that are opening up. But it has major implications on the region itself, because ASEAN as a unit is known for its unity, and here such a bilateral conflict calls for a resolution that should come from within the region. Otherwise, the ASEAN unity seems to be threatened. And if there is any escalation, it will not only impact border trade, it will also impact tourism and regional investment as well. The need of the hour is that international mediation should be brought in. There should be a possible solution, which could be joint heritage sites and management for the disputed temples, and strengthening people-to-people ties so that such escalations are not happening in the name of temples and divine lands. Now that was all from my side. Thank you so much.